Hey there, Marina here. I haven't talked to a video in a long time, but I really felt like saying something. It's been a really long time since I've been feeling like saying something. So here I go. I'm sitting in my car after work. I work at a restaurant. I really enjoy it. And something's been coming up at the restaurant often, and also my personal life with friends and family, and that keeps coming up, and I want to share this with an insight, kind of a deep insight for me lately. I hear a lot of people complaining, a lot. In my family, I have some members who complain and blame. In my life in the restaurant business, there's a lot of complaining, either coworkers about customers or customers about things, situations outside or the table, little things, big things. What I hear is complaining. So I used to be very sensitive to this. I am still pretty sensitive to hearing complaining because my mind immediately goes to, well, how can I help? What can I do? What's the solution? And most people, I don't find, are able to jump to that, especially when we're complaining. We're not in that space. But what I've started noticing, I had a big aha moment about complaints. What can we do when we complain? Whether we hear ourselves complain, even to ourselves, or we hear other people complain. How can we help without perpetuating and just basically going, oh, too bad, like basically playing along on that same level? What can be done with complaints? So very simply, I came up with this. Turn your complaints into an ask. Let me say that again. Turn your complaints into an ask. So if you are complaining about how your coffee was done, let's say, typical customer moment, you get your coffee and then you'll just under your breath complain to your partner about how the coffee's too cold or too hot or not done the proper way. Some people will just never do anything. They'll just stay in the complaint and suffer silently, meaning they don't ask for what they actually want. This is like in a small way. I'm talking about a really small incident of complaining here, like not life-changing, but I want to say, turn your complaint into an ask. Every time you start to complain about anything, even internally, like, oh, I need a back rub. Ask yourself, what do I need? Oh, I might need a massage, or if I can't afford that, let me ask a friend to rub my shoulders. Like, there is a purpose for complaint, which is it gets you clear about what you want. The thing is, it's really hard to flip that into that all the time, but ever since I hear people complain, what I try to do, especially in the service industry, is just hear, what are they really needing? What are they asking for? I might just directly ask them, so what can I do for you? How can I fix that for you? Let's fix that for you. Oh, this table is wobbly. Let me fix that. Easy. Those little things are easy. But when it comes to complaining and blaming, when it comes to like emotional stuff that we complain about, that person should have known not to say that to me. I'm trying to get specific. I just don't have any ideas in my head right now of specifics. But that person shouldn't have said that, or they should have known better, or why are they so loud? God, those people are so loud. Turn that into an ask. Go over to those people and ask them, hey, could I ask you to turn that down? Say it's your neighbor upstairs. I mean, some people will be aggressive, right? And they'll just start banging. So they go, from the complaint to just a wild lashing out. But there is an in-between place, which is anytime you're complaining, what you're doing is you're just not asking for what you want or need. And I know this sounds so obvious, but I don't think it is. Like, maybe to some of you who are listening to me, this is really obvious, but I am not seeing it as an obvious thing in the world. Definitely some people they like to complain a lot instead of, going into, like, what can I actually, how can I be empowered in this situation? I have to get brave and ask for what I want. And it might be uncomfortable for a moment. But what I've found is most people would be so happy to comply. Hey, could you get me a glass of water? Instead of, oh, I'm so thirsty. Could you get me a glass of water? Of course. So I'm using these simple things, but I wonder if we could do them with bigger asks too. Like, God, every time I enter the door, my housemate just wants to blabber on and on and on. There's a complaint. And by the way, this is not true. I'm just trying to make up a more emotionally uncomfortable, possibly, situation. So every time my housemate, I walk in the door, I don't have any space, they just want to blabber on and on. Where's the ask? Hey, when I come in through the door, I'm just winding down from work. Is it possible that we just don't talk for a while? I'm just not in the space. So that's it. I mean, just little things like that. And so many people I just find are not very comfortable in just asking for what they need really directly. And it's, for me, I know when people do it for me, meaning when people actually ask me their direct, blunt need, it is such a relief to my whole system. The complaining feels really draining, but when someone just directly asks me for something that they need or want, it's an immediate yes in my body. If I can do it, I will. I don't have to guess. I don't have to try to do all this social etiquette that I'm going to get wrong because I can't read minds. It's such a relief. So I guess this is my request. Me complaining about people wanting me to read their minds. My request is, I don't take hints. I am not very socially, like, there's social etiquettes of what I should say in certain situations or whatever those things are, or what I should do, how I should behave. If people have any expectations like that of me, I'm gonna miss them and I'm gonna disappoint. I'd rather people ask me directly, very bluntly and directly, what they need, because most of the time I guarantee I'll wanna meet those needs. Those are easy. When people are really direct, there's no subtle passive aggression of any kind or manipulation. It feels like manipulation when we're not direct about these things. It is so annoying, so stressful. But if it's direct, it's so simple. And I really believe we could do this with everything. So that's my ask. Try this. Every time you want to complain, whether it's internally to yourself at home, like any kind of whining, turn it around. Ask yourself, what do I need? What do I need to ask for? What is my ask in this situation? And even if it's an emotional thing, you might find it very powerful, because then you'll meet yourself and you'll have a lot more compassion for, wow, I really need this. And maybe I can't give it to me, but often when we meet ourselves emotionally like that, we do. And then the other is, if you feel like complaining or you hear other people complaining, you can take it also a step further. Instead of going, oh yeah, that sucks, you could say that and then add, hey, what can I do for you? What do you need in this moment? It's such a powerful question to ask someone when they're in their complaint. What do you need? And most of the time, people are very quiet. They won't know. Oftentimes they won't know, especially if it's an emotional thing. If it's a physical, like I need sugar, salt, like really simple things, it's very sweet when you say, oh, you not salt. Oh, the food's not salty enough. Oh, here, let me get you salt. It's very thoughtful and simple solution. And again, it's very relaxing for everybody. So again, this might be super obvious to a lot of people watching this. I just know that I am witnessing this over and over and over in my world, where people rather complain than ask. That's the simplicity of it. If I can narrow all this down, turn your complaints into an ask. Apply it to everything. So curious what happens for you. It's been really cool here. I'm glancing around a lot because there's people on the street walking with their dogs and it's a nice evening out. And so I'm just enjoying that as well. That's why my eyes are darting all over the place. It's been a while since I've done a video, so hi everyone and bye.